to the ship show every single day. A new flavor of fuckery, cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid predicaments, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery.
And fuckery is correct.
Indeed. So say we all.
Hey. Anywho, oh, hello, JR Trucking. How are you doing, sugar? And welcome.
Huzzah.
So, how are you doing, Curtis?
I'm doing, well, pretty well. I mean, life is full of insanity and grief and sorrow, but by and large, it goes well. So, how in the heck are you doing?
I'm doing all right, I guess. I'm recovering from traveling. I am not made for traveling. And certainly not the way American Airlines does it. Oh, my fucking God.
I wonder if any of the airlines do any good anymore.
Yeah, American Airlines. Oh, I'll never fly with them again. It wasn't worth the cheap ticket. It'll be worth the extra $100 just not to fucking deal with those people anymore. So, like,
I understand.
Going from Oklahoma City to, so I'm on my way to Connecticut, and they had a layover in Washington, D.C. I knew I would hate Washington, D.C. I just didn't know it'd be this bad. So I always try to take a later flight just because I don't do mornings. And so I leave here like 5 something, and we arrive in Washington, D.C. around 11 something. And my flight's canceled at that point.
Oh.
We get there, the flight's fucking canceled. I'm like, oh. And she's like, I booked you on the 3 o'clock. I'm like, there's nothing sooner. And she's like, no. I'm like, you can't help anyone with hotels or meal vouchers. She goes, we don't have to help with those.
Wow.
She was a rude bitch, but I could tell the people in front of me were annoyed with her. So I had my phone recording when I went up to talk to her. So I have it on video of her being a cunt. Anyway, so we're stuck. Grabbing my microphone to get it closer. We were stuck in DC for 18 fucking hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's why I had to get the mic real close for that one. So I'm like, he's like, I'm here for the fuckery. Yeah.
Howdy, Frosty B.
No, you do not put cats in the overhead bin. No.
Wow. Hello, Potato Raven. Revan.
Yeah. It's got like a little potato dresses like Boba Fett, it looks like.
Oh, gotcha.
Hello, Miss Frosty Broccoli. Sorry, a little hairball. So, being in Connecticut was okay for being Connecticut. And I had joked about how bad it was in DC, that the best part of being in DC was this TSA. That was the best part.
Wow.
That actually, they were efficient and they were getting shit done. And they actually, like, I went outside to smoke a cigarette. So I'm there for 18 fucking hours. I mean, come on. And I go out, I smoke a cigarette, I come back in. I have a hard time finding the right way back in because it keeps trying to send me back out. I'm confused as fuck because I've never been there. So that was something else. And then I found the security checkpoint finally. And I was told they wouldn't be open again until 4. And I'm like, what? But I saw a couple people there, and I'm like, I just went outside for a cigarette. I said the best part of DC was leaving. Yes.
Yeah.
That's true, actually.
I'll bet.
And they were nice enough to, like, scan my ID and let me on through. I was like, thank you. And so, like, thank God. So, yeah, when I say the TSA was the best part of that, it was. And those are the best employees they had. And so finally we get to Connecticut, and I'm just like, I feel ragged as fuck. My foot hurts because it's the DC Reagan Airport is huge. It's fucking huge. And they kept changing gates on us. I also signed up to be on the standby ticket list. And the 9 something in the morning ticket was supposed to be going out of D43. And they quietly changed it. They didn't announce it. I happened to look up at the board and found it that it had moved to B52 or some fucking shit. And I was, or whatever it was. I'd have to go look again. I had
Bingo. Sorry.
right. And so, I mean, this place is huge. So if you want to go outside and smoke a cigarette, you got to walk almost half a mile. Like it's fucking huge place. And so the tendon in my left foot was all fucked up. It still is actually all fucked up, but it's doing better. But then, so that was miserable. So I probably walked in 18 hours at that place. I probably walked the equivalent of like 3 miles, 4 miles walking around. It was fucking horrible. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. Hold on.
So they took Potato Revan's crutches in Chicago, told him to walk. Without his crutches, he ended up face palming. TSA is a joke.
Yeah, they're supposed to at least help hold you up. It's fucking insane. Let's see, just Blu-ray, hundreds of beavers, random black and white survival comedy. I'd have to check that out. So then when I'm leaving Connecticut, and I'm thinking, God, I hope the layover in Charlotte is going to be much better. Charlotte, North Carolina, for those who are not, don't know. And I was like, oh, man. So we get there, and we're sitting in the plane for like an hour because they're trying to find a place for to park. And I'm like, is this shit not run on a fucking schedule or something? So we had to like wait. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I'm going to miss my fucking flight to Oklahoma. Like, they've got to be kidding. So we're waiting like an hour for the plane to park somewhere so we can get off there. That's insane. And so finally we do. And I'm thinking I have like 10 minutes to make it to my gate, which isn't far, thankfully. And I get there and it's delayed. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. It's delayed for over an hour to arrive. I'm like, oh my God, they're killing me. I was so afraid they were going to cancel it, but they didn't.
Right.
So hour or so late, because it was almost 11 and it was supposed to be there at like 9:30. So I got a little bit of hairball going. Anyway, so I'm there. Finally we're able to board. And then God help me. Fucking God help me. We had to sit in the plane without it taking off for 2 fucking hours because they needed a flashlight. I'm like, a flashlight for fucking what exactly? Because did you not arrive here without that? Because if you had a flashlight getting here, where did it go? Why do you now suddenly need a fucking flashlight? Hello, Matt Cheatwood. No. I couldn't believe how stupid. So that was 2 hours just sitting down, which is not sitting for too long causes my feet and ankles to puff up.
Right.
Because I can't move. And so 2 hours just sitting in there. And then it was like another 2 hours and like 11 minutes from there to Oklahoma. So by the time I got there, my ankles, I couldn't see my ankle bones. Oh, I was so pissed. So pissed.
Well,
And,
I appreciate the videos that you sent of the museums and the archive. That was amazing.
Yeah, some idiot commented on the archive video. Goes, oh, a library with books. Genius.
Yeah, there's idiots.
I know. And I'm like, it's not that they're the books that is amazing. It's how old they are.
More and more, I just don't interact with the idiots. But anyway, there it is. Oh, I thought it was amazing. I almost commented, now you know what my house would look like if I just had all the money in the world. But,
right? Same.
Oh my gosh.
It says the flashlight is for emergency situations in the under compartment. Well, yeah, but didn't they show up to Charlottesville with a fucking flashlight? Like, did they show up without one? Because, like, what the fuck? 1400s laugh in Euro. Oh, in European. Okay. It was supposed to be an E. It kind of threw me off. I was like,
little known fact, LOL came from the original Gutenberg Bible. Just teasing. Just teasing. Sorry.
When you were in Connecticut, how you spell it got you over a price of $7 for a fucking snow cone or ice cream cone. It was a decent sized one.
But the inflation's not that bad. It's not that bad,
It's
Moira.
because it's right next to Yale, and they're like, "Hey, it's rich kids with money." Like, now somebody's on a scholarship. I'm sure. Like, this is insane.
Right on.
Sorry, I got a hairball. Like, good God. Anyways, so let us share the screen.
Yeah, what are we
and
talking
get
about
to
today?
Goodness, a few different things. I don't remember what all. All right. So, saw this a few minutes ago, so we're just going to jump on that. So apparently, J.D. Vance decided he's going to start an internet war with cat lovers, which was a dumb fucking thing to do.
What?
Well, he's making fun of women or people in general who vote who do not have kids and choose to have cats. And so his wife apparently thought this was better. My husband only meant to insult people who actively choose not to have kids, not people who are trying but are unsuccessful. That's not much better. I mean, at least he's not picking on people who are having trouble with it, but it's like, what a dumb fucking thing to say. So, So TikTok's been having absolute fun with it, but different TikTokers popping up with their cats going, you know, when JD Vance decides he's going to go out to war with cat people. I'm like, does this guy never been to the internet? That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I've had kids, but like,
still,
kind of so what?
Well, I think
what if I did or not? Like, you know, because a lot of these people who are saying this stupid shit you see on the screen are the same people who also say, well, if you can't afford to take care of kids, don't have them. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Which way do you want it? Do you want us to?
And you don't want everyone making the same amount of money because that would be socialism or something. So we can't do that.
Right.
So not everybody can have a high paying job. You just kind of run out of jobs at that point. Some people have to do the lesser jobs, not to be an asshole, but it's just how society is made. So these jackasses don't want you to have kids unless you can afford them, but they're annoyed at you for not having the kids. And like, I don't know, these people are just ridiculous. Like, you can't win with some of them. Like, both sides are like that, but just this particular part right here.
It's horseshit like this is why it took me so long to start hopping up and down about the liberals again.
I will happily yell at both sides.
Yeah, they both have it
coming. I have enough to bitch at both sides. But for right now, this guy. And his wife didn't make this any better. And we've all seen it. We've all been like, man, that person should not reproduce.
Yeah, no,
you know.
100%.
And so there's some people who are like, you know, I will not. And now we're shit talking them. Like, you can't make them happy. It's fine. They can't afford kids, so they didn't have any. Now you're going to talk shit about them. It's like, God dang, dude.
Yeah,
that is such a jackass. Like I'm sure there's other people sending him emails about what an idiot he is. I don't need to. So, but
yeah, that's all good,
right?
Matt Cheatwood says that the biggest political divide in the U.S. is not age or race; it is parents and non-parents.
Which I think is wild because it shouldn't be that much of a divide. There's plenty of people who aren't parents who still know that like certain things aren't appropriate for kids. And then there's plenty of people who have kids who are trying to, you know, push an identity and all kinds of weird shit on the kid. So it shouldn't even be divided between parents and non-parents. You know, there should be right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But they would love to divide parents and non-parents, but that's fucking goofy as fuck to do. Because they still pay their taxes, they still vote. Like the Constitution is supposed to protect both. It's amazing how everybody's, you know, seems to try to choose who can and cannot be protected by the Constitution and what's right.
That's fair.
It's so fucking horrendous. Anyway, I saw this and I thought this was wild. A former Army Green Beret who organized a failed coup in Venezuela charged by the feds. Odds are he was charged by the feds because he failed.
Yeah, I don't doubt you're right there.
They're like, oh shit, we better arrest him so we don't. Because look at that haircut. Look at that haircut. That's a Fed haircut.
Yeah.
That is Fed haircut. Oof. I mean, yikes. Anyway, the U.S. has arrested a former Special Forces soldier and owner of a private security company. Somebody was trying to be Eric Prince, but didn't have quite the backing. Oops. On charges of relating to organizing a failed Venezuela. Oh, in 2020. So I guess he's arrested now. That took a while.
So why did it take so long for them to arrest him, I wonder?
I can't wait to find out if they tell us, because I'd love to know. The feds arrested former Army Special Forces soldier Jordan Gordonroe.
Think Goudreau, but I could be wrong.
You know what? It's probably Goudreau. You're probably right. It looks French as fuck. Of
Yes.
Melbourne, Florida, and
Yaxi Alexandra Alvarez? No, I have no
we're gonna
idea.
stick with Alexander Alvarez. That's gonna be a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
Florida. It's always some fucking Florida shit. I swear to God. On the July 30th, for allegedly illegally exporting firearms and other equipment to Colombia in violation of U.S. export laws, because the U.S. government does not like competition when it comes to exporting weapons. Just saying. They don't like competition and thievery either.
Right.
Sorry. Let's see. According to the Department of Justice press release, was that part there, these weapons were to be used in the failed. They keep saying failed, making it sound so bad. Like, I mean, obviously it failed, but like, damn.
Epic fail.
Right? Didn't the U.S. government get involved and do some stupid shit in Venezuela fairly recently? Maybe this guy was trying to. Maybe he was trying to undo it.
We're always trying to mess with Venezuela.
You know, so I'm thinking either his fail is what got him arrested, or he was trying to undo what our government had already done and try to undo it, and they didn't like that. That's possible.
Right.
The weapons were used, failed 2020 coup against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. The federal grand jury also indicted Goudreau for illegally possessing machine guns and silencers. Boy, they're just being petty.
Yeah, basically.
The items that Goudreau and Alvarez illegally sent to Colombia included AR-style rifles. It's either AR or it's fucking not. I always find it's funny when they say AR-style rifle. It's either an AR or it's fucking not. The rifle's a rifle otherwise, you know, whatever.
Yeah, they probably don't know enough about guns to know. So
they accuse everything. Like when someone took a shot at Trump, they said AR-style rifle then too. It's like it either is or it isn't. Dickheads. I swear sometimes it's probably just a regular rifle, and they just say AR-style rifle to trying to keep people upset about ARs.
Well, you know, we got to make sure that everyone's upset about all the assault rifles and stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah. Laser sights and helmets. Well, you know, you gotta have the whole kit, obviously. Many of the allegations in the indictment surrounding Goudreau allegedly legally exporting firearms from U.S. to Colombia in late 2019 to be used in the 2020 coup against Venezuelan government. Yeah, Venezuela's been doing bad for a long time. Maybe he was trying to undo the mess somehow. That's interesting. That's not, you know, because Jordan Goudreau conducted the activities in Venezuela under the auspicious auspice. I don't know what the fuck that word is.
Auspices? Sorry.
I don't know what that means.
It's basically under the
guise, I guess.
Yeah, sort of. Cool.
Okay,
sort
because
of,
I'm looking at it in the context of the sentence, but that word itself I've never seen. But also under the guise of his private military company, Silver Corps USA, which he operated out of Melbourne, Florida. The company has also provided crisis leadership, security, and advisory consulting services, according to its website. Silver Corps USA claims to operate in over 50 countries.
So he's basically a miniature Eric Prince.
Yep, probably without the connection since he's in trouble.
Right.
Silver Corps USA promotional literature offers consulting services to law enforcement and claims that its employees have served secretive Tier 1 military units, including Delta Force, Israel's Unit 217, and British SAS. That sounds fancy as fuck.
Yeah, it does. Heck, maybe I want to hire him.
I don't want to hire a guy who can't, that got caught.
That's true. He failed.
Yeah. A screenshot from Silver Corps Instagram account purports to show Goudreau in Colombia in the months before the alleged smuggling trips. No comments. Got a few likes, though. It word failed again. Damn. They're trying to make this guy feel bad. Jordan Goudreau is most well known for his role in planning and attempting. Yeah, they kind of said this part really already. The contract stipulated payment of a non-refundable $1.5 million retainer, which included assessments and initial planning by Goudreau's Silver Corps USA. And after payment of the retainer, the contract specifies a cost of 45-day initial project phase to be $50 million. So, like, who's paying him this? Like,
Good question. I mean, somebody's got to be paying, otherwise he wouldn't be doing it.
administration will pay non-refundable retainer $1.5 million. Related personnel, retainer will be blah 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 blah. So let's see. We're supposed to continue to pay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So who is that guy? I wonder.
I might try to overthrow a country for 14.8 million a month.
Right? Oh, it was a Venezuelan opposition politician. Okay. I want to clear out who that was. Okay. Well, I thought it was supposed to be a very poor country, but clearly that guy is not fucking poor.
Well, Venezuela's got a fair amount of money. It's just it doesn't ever make its way down to the bottom.
Right.
Trickle down doesn't work in Venezuela.
Oh, yeah, the trickle down economics. It really never did. It just didn't blow up yet, so it didn't, get. Yeah. But monthly payments were supposed to be continued for 450 days after the removal of Maduro's government. While the Daily Muck could not independently verify the authenticity of this contract, Gudro did take credit for orchestrating the Venezuelan coup in this video, posted by CARIV, a Venezuelan dissident group. CARIV stands for Active Coalition of Venezuelan International Reserve. Also appearing in the video was a man identified as Captain Javier Neto Quintero, a retired Venezuelan National Guard captain and opposition member. The video statement was posted on May 3rd, 2020, the day before the coup. 1700 hours, a daring amphibious raid was launched from the border of Colombia, deep in the heart of the Caracas. Gudro said in the video, "Our men are continuing to fight right now. Our units have been activated in the south, west, and east of Venezuela." They were surrounding them.
Yeah. Sounds like they had a plan anyway. It just didn't work.
I'll let you do it because my voice is getting all fucked up.
No, you're fine. Absolutely. The effects of the coup. Jordan Goudreau dubbed the planned coup Operation Gideon, presumably after a biblical figure who liberated Israel. Unlike the events that inspired it, Operation Gideon was ill-conceived and poorly executed, resulting in the deaths of 6 paramilitaries and the arrest of 13 others, including 2 Americans, also former Special Forces soldiers. That sucks. Venezuela returned the 2 Americans to the U.S. in a prisoner exchange in 2023, according to New York Times coverage.
I didn't know we were doing like prisoner exchanges with Venezuela. What the fuck?
We did one recently with Russia.
Oh yeah, with Russia, but I didn't know we were doing that with Venezuela.
But Venezuela, who knows? I just know we keep messing with them. So, Goudreau's service history: he served in the U.S. Army from 2001 until his medical discharge in 2016, according to service records obtained by military.com. Goudreau's overseas deployments while on active duty include Iraq from November of 2006 to April 2007, and March 2010 through September 2010, and Afghanistan, January 2014 to June 2014. His service awards include 3 Bronze Star medals, Ranger Tab, Special Forces Tab, Combat Infantryman Badge, and Parachutist Badge.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's
a little bit like Pokemon. God dang.
A little bit of a badass, yeah.
Yeah,
Goudreau served in active duty in the U.S. as both a Special Forces medical sergeant and an indirect fire infantryman, according to his records. His rank as of his medical retirement in 2016 was Sergeant First Class.
And of course, he's posting pictures to try to lure in the bitches.
Oh, yeah. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Goudreau obtained his bachelor's degree in computer science from the University of Calgary, Canada in 1998, according to his LinkedIn account. Prior to U.S. service, he served in the Canadian Armed Forces. Really? From 1994 to 1997, he founded Silvercorp USA in February 2018. He's got that entrepreneurial spirit. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
he does. Man, he started the company in 2018. It started going downhill for him in 2020. Now he's been arrested.
Yeah, that's
that
tough.
did not last very well. I think his stocks plummeted quickly.
The federal judge has placed Goudreau in home detention pending the outcome of the case, according to bail documents obtained by the Daily Muck. I wonder if they're hiring. The judge also ordered Goudreau to avoid contact with co-defendants, and Goudreau is not allowed to possess firearms and other weapons. Goudreau's next scheduled court date is August 29. So, very good.
That's wild.
That's a really cool picture there. I'll give him that.
Well, he knows how to pose for the camera, I guess. But yeah, he probably should have done like some low-key shit for a while before just, hitting the ground running with that.
Yeah.
Because at the very least, Eric Prince is not going to want competition.
Well, no, that's true. That's very true. And I've been wondering about how he falls into all this stuff. But
I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, probably heard about it and be like, and set him up to get caught. Like, that would be hilarious. He just kind of like low-key snitched
I
on
could
him.
see it. Frosty B. Rocks is saying that Venezuela said no to the globalists and the Zionists. They are against the foreign interference, hence the sanctions, demonetization, etc. Yeah,
Exactly.
we shall not say no to the Zionists or globalists. And Mima Flowers is giving big hugs and love
lots
to
of
both.
hugs.
Yes.
Lots of
And
hugs.
hail to Connie Cleary, the faithful bird woman of the internet. Good to see you.
Okay, I just want to go see what the guy looked like. All right. What is this?
Why do so? I'm not going to say it. That would border on being racist. But I guess I can say it. He kind of reminds me of a porn star. So
it's the mustache.
It's the mustache, yeah. And Katie is saying, "Hey, y'all. How do you do?"
Hello. Lots of hugs to everybody.
I like your icon there, Katie. That's really pretty. And I like yours too, Mima Flowers. You have a cute kid there.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Adorable. Hold on. What was that? Is that it? No. And we're hearing some shit about Tim Walz. I figure anybody picked by Kamala Harris is probably not going to be that great. But
Go ahead.
He's getting his ass handed to him on the internet, and it's fabulous. Kamala Harris is vice president pick, Minnesota governor, which probably was our first clue how bad this was going to be. Tim Walz. Didn't they have that idiot from Saturday Night Live as their fucking governor?
I've lost track. The last one was that wrestler. Was the last one I remember.
Oh yeah, and then before that, I think it was that idiot that was on Saturday Night Live for a while. I can't remember.
Right on.
Somebody will remember the audience. I don't remember. I know his face, but I can't remember his name.
Are you talking about Al Franken?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if he was governor. I know he was senator.
Maybe it was senator. It still shows you the kind of people getting elected over there.
And Al Franken, God bless his soul, he lost his political career because he let someone photograph him grabbing someone's,
soldiers. It was female soldiers, and they looked like they were asleep when he was pretending to grab their boobs.
Yeah,
that's not the behavior becoming of a politician.
Yeah, I thought
it's not supposed to be.
Anyway, what are they teaching these kids these days?
Tim Walz has come under fire from former military colleagues for allegedly ducking out of an deployment in Iraq in 2005. Dun, dun, dun. Walz, who just announced Tuesday as Harris's running mate, is already being touted by liberal media outlets as the longest-serving military veteran to be vice president nominee.
Mhm.
60-year-old served 24 years in the Army National Guard, where he reached the rank of Command Sergeant Major. The Newsweek account included praise from retired Army Lieutenant General Mark Hertling, who wrote on X that those who reach that rank know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They
that's
uphold
true.
standards. They speak their minds to all ranks, privates to generals. They all are not afraid to getting bad news because they know how to fix things when they go wrong. Well, I don't. Anyway, so the guy is just blustery over him.
Yeah, here's the deal. I don't want to mock the military or nothing, and I know you're not either, but if he really did get to that rank, that's awesome. But that's the question is what I hear is did he really get there? And I don't know.
Now, apparently, I know we're about to find out. However, at least some of those who do know Walls and who served in the military with him raised questions about his actions when it came to his unit to deploy. In September 2022, when Walls was running for re-election as governor, independent Minnesota outlet Alpha News quoted retired Command Sergeant Major Douglas Julin as saying Walls abandoned his soldiers in 2005. Julin, who retired from the Minnesota National Guard in 2012 with 35 years of service, described a backdoor deal that allowed Walls to skip his unit's deployment to Iraq. He said that Walls insisted early in 2005 that he would be going on deployment despite talks of running for Congress. Julin told Alpha News that Walls confirmed, "I'm going forward with the deployment." Then out of nowhere in June of 2005, Tom Brehans is now the new
Commanding Sergeant Major or whatever, something Sergeant
My
Major.
dyslexia was trying to be stupid and trying to switch the letters on me. Like,
Sorry.
I was trying not to because I knew what I was about to say wasn't correct. And I'm like,
And have a good evening, Matt Cheatwood.
Oh, lots of hugs to you, Matt Cheatwood. Julin said he was most upset with how it was handled because Walls didn't come to him as a brigadier command sergeant major, the position he held at the time. He went around my authority to get out of the position. I probably would have told him, no, you're going on the deployment. As soon as the shots were fired in Iraq, he turned and ran the other way and hung his hat up and quit. A retired command sergeant major who replaced the Governor Walls on deployment to Iraq.
Here's my question. If he's such a badass, and he probably is, but I still have the question, why did he let the riots go on? Why didn't he put a stop to them? That doesn't sound like a sergeant major to me. I'm just saying.
Right.
Maybe it's not a reasonable question, but I don't get it. I just freaking don't get it.
I didn't realize that. I guess there were some riots there. Soldiers are
thinking,
what does he know that I don't? That's the kind of message it sends. I don't know anybody that wanted to go to war then, but we went because we were tasked to do so. Julin told the outlet that Walls used the military to promote himself when he abandoned his soldiers. He let the soldiers down. How can you be entrusted to be governor of Minnesota when if something isn't to your liking, you just quit or serve yourself and not others? And it just goes on to basically, lambasting the bastard.
Basically, one side says he's a hero, but
a lot of people are a little too easily wooed with that. If someone's in the military, they automatically assume they're a hero.
Yeah, that is telling if his commanding it doesn't prove necessarily. I know some people are bastards, but
well, apparently they said this back before he was even picked for VP, so it's not like it just came out of nowhere. It's been said for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm inclined to believe it's not just trying to ambush his being VP though.
Well, with respect to my liberal friends, I'm not excited about Kamala Harris. I'm
not either.
I don't understand why people are, and that's just me though. So
they're happy for anything that's not Trump, basically.
Yeah, no, that's just exactly it. We do not care. You could put a potted plant up there, and we will still vote for it over Trump.
A lot of them would, yeah. I'm not happy with any. Well, I mean,
no, I'm not either.
With,
but
Dr. Shit, I forgot his name off the top of my head. Broccoli will tell us, but oh man, my brain is just out.
That's
Jill or the Dr. Vasic or something like. I can't remember what his name is. Oh well.
you're not thinking of Ramaswamy, are you? Who are you thinking
Oh,
of?
it
Oh, you told me, and I remember his face now, but I can't
Jill
remember his
Stein. I'm
name.
voting for either Jill Stein or that guy who says they're a bunch of Zionist dick suckers.
Yeah,
That guy is
that's
fucking hilarious.
Shiva. Is that
Dr.
it?
Shiva, yeah, Dr. Shiva.
Yeah, thank you, Mimi Flowers.
Yes, thank you. All right. And then I want to bitch about the fucking Facebook ad. I have tried customizing this shit. I really have. This is an event, but it came up as an ad, and I clicked on it, and I couldn't get it to where it would show the thing. But they have this fucking silliness here. And it says, why is it Israel still standing after millennia of attacks and innumerable enemies whose sole purpose was not to just destroy the people of Israel, but to annihilate them? Which, I mean, I don't know, that's destroying them. Learn the history and the future and the ongoing struggle for today for Israel's survival, and from and from that the underlying strength comes from. So it's like, oh, what? How is it that's been able to survive so long? Well, probably because they went in there and killed a bunch of people. They stayed armed, and they've been getting like weapons and money from America probably for the last 60 years, 70 years. That's probably why. It's not because they're holy. It's not because it's magical somehow. It's because they've been like getting the ultimate fucking welfare checks from us. So let's not act like it's some magical thing. If it was, they wouldn't need our fucking help in the first place.
But that is what they teach, and I don't know what to say about it sometimes. That's what they
I
teach.
want to say a whole lot.
I know you do.
But this stupid event is going on at the New Hope Baptist Church in El Reno, Oklahoma. Because of course it's fucking Oklahoma.
Yeah. Well, we've bought the
Oklahoma
whole
is
lie.
so happy. Oklahoma is so happy to get on its knees and get its uvula punched by Israel's dick. And it's fucking unbelievable. You should not be, that's okay giving away your money and weapons to anybody at all. Anybody.
Yeah, we need to be backing off from funding everybody. You know, not just Israel, everybody.
There are poor people who can't afford insulin, or home veterans sleeping in doorways. But yeah, let's send this fucking money over. Oh, I found something a while back, and I don't think I still have it. I'm pissed. But it was another fucking Facebook ad talking about move to Israel, and it's like, we can give you a certain amount of money a month to live on for the first like however long you're there, and we'll help pay for your moving your stuff. All this. I'm like, why y'all act like y'all need help with money, but y'all are giving away money to people to come over there? Are you shitting me? Like, what the fuck?
If things weren't so screwed up, I might just think about taking them up on that. Heck.
Well,
I'd get blown up day one, though. I know exactly what would happen.
Well, I don't know why you'd get blown up. Just like, don't be that close to the border.
Well, fair point.
But yeah, from what I can tell, they're mostly going after military targets, which at least, thank God, somebody over there knows how to go after a military target. Those are unarmed toddlers. Jesus Christ. So yeah, just the fucking audacity. And I keep going to the settings to try to tell it what kind of shit not to fucking show me, and it does it anyway. I swear to God. It's
it does.
They're doing it because they don't like the shit I'm posting. That's why.
That's probably true. That's
like,
probably true.
I'm not sending you motherfuckers money. I keep thinking of that Dave Chappelle thing, but to change it, I'm like, nobody should have sent you motherfuckers money. God almighty. I think it was what was that one? It was like, fuck your couch. That one. And they start punching him in the legs. He's like, they never should have given you motherfuckers money. That's not quite what he said, but we're censoring that part.
Right.
He's trying to crawl away because his legs feel all bruised. Rick James, that's what it was. But I say this silly shit, and I'm like, they never should have given you motherfuckers money. Because it's fucking insane. And the same people who are just absolutely excited to suck off Israel and give them whatever they want are the same assholes who turn around and bitch that like single moms need food stamps. Trust me, I assure you that the food stamp community is not taking nearly as much money as Israel is every fucking year. I promise you.
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
the truth.
It was normally $3 billion or more a year, but since this October war kicked off, it's gone up. I assure you that the single mom or the single dad or whoever is needing help with food stamps is not your fucking problem. Your biggest welfare queens are these motherfuckers right here and our own politicians.
And sadly, that is where the liberals actually do have a strong argument.
They
Is
do.
it's not the poor people who are the big help me out here.
The vultures. They're not the
Yeah,
ones fucking the life out.
they're not the ones that are the welfare handouts.
Our
The
gas is
welfare
not
handouts.
$2.19 a gallon because of like the welfare state. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's because of big corporations. It's because of other nations.
Yeah, it's
And
because our government is giving away a shit ton of money and making like everybody else's shit go up.
Yep.
Because instead of drilling here carefully and not making any shortcuts where it fucks up the water supply,
Right.
We're buying oil for somewhere else, or that stupid thing that was going on for a bit. If it's not still, where we got oil here, but we send it over to another country and then buy it back. Whatever the fuck that shit was. What the fuck?
I don't know.
If
I
we can
can't.
get the hippies to calm down and everybody come to an agreement with Texas, Oklahoma, and Alaska, we can probably sort that shit out a little bit. And have money.
You know what they're doing with the diesel, right?
Oh Lord, I don't know if I do, but let's hear it.
So, I mean, I don't know the exact details, but one of my friends is a truck driver, and now you have to buy this thing, and you have to put the NEF stuff in it. But the thing is, it doesn't really. It keeps the contaminants there, but basically they're stored somewhere where they're going to leak out eventually anyway, and then it's doubled or tripled the price of diesel in the meanwhile, which doubles or triples the prices of everything, or at least increases it quite considerably.
Right. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget the Federal Reserve that prints out fake money, throws it out out for us to use, and then a lot of our taxes go to paying back that loan. So don't forget that part too. It's not that gas costs $2.19 a gallon. It just means that your dollar is worth less.
Like a lot of my friends don't understand why I'm upset with Biden.
I'm upset with all of them.
I'm upset with all of them. I really am. But my upset with Biden is, one, the border, two, the printing of all that money, and three, I think it's unconscionable the amount of censorship that's been going on. And yeah, my liberal friends don't see it because they're not censored. But,
well, they will be.
Oh, they will be in time. But, it's okay to censor the Republicans. It's quite all right.
Well, it goes back and forth because I've heard arguing that they're being censored as well. I'm like, see, they want you to think you're the only one censored. And so if each side thinks they're the only ones being censored, it's going to make them madder at the opposing side instead of the one that's censoring everybody.
True that. I do personally feel like it is a little more one-sided than the other.
It probably is a little bit, but it's.
I didn't used to think that, but over the last couple of years, like the more I try to blog and the more I try to look at, like, it's hard to find a right-wing article anymore.
Yeah.
And don't tell me it ain't because they're not being written. There's too many. There's still so many right-wingers out there. You should be able to find it. If we're too stupid that we have to be told what to think, then we're finished. But
anyway. I already assumed that everything is a bad idea if someone's telling me what to think. Like,
the censors,
what to think. Yeah, I already know not to think that way.
It's one of my principles. The censors are never the good guys.
Amen.
They never are. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Not at all.
Gallivant. Ooh, Netanyahu. Or 9/11, whichever one.
The 9/11 hearings at Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, it took fucking 24 years, but all right. So much for a speedy trial, eh?
Yeah.
And upheaval after surprise order by U.S. Defense Chief. Oh, shit.
Really?
Dude's beard's been growing the whole time, apparently. Oh, wow.
Right.
Fort Meade. Is that Maryland?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the MD. I'm like, is that Minnesota?
That's okay.
I couldn't get it as well, so I'm like,
I couldn't remember the Virgin Island thing the other day.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. I keep hearing that fucking name.
Mhm.
Surprise decision to throw out a plea deal with the accused 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and two of his co-defendants has left their case at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba in disarray, with the defense, prosecution, and judge all uncertain about when and how it will move forward. Wow, I didn't know you could just throw out someone's plea deal. Holy shit.
Yeah, that is weird. Where the hell does he get the authority to do that?
God only knows. A court session on Wednesday was the first since the Pentagon released notice of Austin's decision late Friday. The plea agreement, which would have spared the defendants the risk of death penalty, generated strong feelings among both opponents and supporters of the deal, including the families of September 11 victims. It drew intense criticism of the Biden administration from senior Republican lawmakers. Yeah, because if you made a deal, and who knows, I'm sure he made the deal a long time ago. So he made a plea deal, and still they've been slow to get him to trial. The disruption caused, all right, I like my shit highlighted. The disruption caused the unexpected override of the plea deal was just the latest hit to the the special U.S. military-run commissions and their more than decade-long effort to bring the men accused of killing nearly 3,000 people on September 11th to trial. The unusual location and nature of the offshore commission and legal challenges include those stemming from torture men underwent in CIA custody. Yeah, that tracked. In the first years of their capture, all have contributed to the delay and keeping of the case in pretrial hearings. Defense attorney on Wednesday said that they would challenge the legality of Austin's order and suspend their participation in the hearing until those challenges were resolved. They contended that the plea deal still stood. I agree. I mean, I'm not necessarily a fan of these guys. Well, I'm probably not a fan of these guys.
I'm not at all.
But y'all made the deal. Like something high profile like this.
Where does
and I think they're taking their sweet time because they don't want to risk him not being found guilty. So as long as they're pre-trial, he doesn't move forward to getting this resolved or getting out. So it's a way of just keeping someone in prison forever. That's what I think, which I think is bullshit. Because if you have enough to charge him, then do it. If you don't, then well, fucking tough shit. You should have done a better job with your case.
Exactly. And it's been 23 years. How has there not been a trial yet?
Exactly. Granted, apparently they think Guantanamo Bay is supposed to be like the Constitution's blind spot, but I really think that's a shit move.
Because I agree.
If the Constitution's such a good idea, which I think it is, then it should cover everything and everyone. If you had to cheat and change the rules, then maybe you need to fix your fucking game.
Yeah. Well, hell, we didn't do it that way with the Mustache Man's people.
I actually think we did. Because I don't think they got much of a trial. That basically everybody just kind of stood up and like, this is what happened to us, and they were executed. I don't think they got much of a chance to say much to defend themselves. The only thing I've ever heard was somebody said that I was just following orders, and that wasn't a defense. Right. I never heard anything else, and I know they had to have said something else. But they probably were worried that that person might have had a decent argument, and they didn't want that getting out. So it's never talked about much. More broadly, Ruiz said it raises questions whether we can ethically continue to engage in the Pentagon-run military commission in the face of action that goes right to the heart of the integrity of the system itself. Military prosecutors also appear to have taken by surprise by Austin's intervention. Lead prosecutor Clay Trivett raised the prospect of having to freeze other litigation in the case as they try to learn what led to his decision and working through legal issues it raises. Hold on. Apparently, I read better like laying on my side than I do sitting up and leaning forward. I don't know why.
I understand.
We do not have our position fully articulated and coordinated through the U.S. government on this, Trivett told the court. It shouldn't be expected only a couple of days after the fact. The 9/11 attacks were among the most damaging and deadly on the U.S. in its history. In the Al-Qaeda plot, hijackers commandeered 4 passenger airlines and flew them into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, with the 4th coming down in a field in Pennsylvania. Former President George Bush, W. Bush, and his Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld set up the initial military commission for 9/11 defendants and other foreigners as the U.S. pursued what it calls a war on terror. Is Rumsfeld still alive?
I
think we should kidnap him and apply various torture methods until he explains how the trillions of dollars disappeared the day before 9/11.
Yeah, nobody ever talks about that. They never do.
I know, and they fucking ought to.
Also, I would like to have an answer for how in the hell the Patriot Act is in any way constitutional.
It's not. It's always the reverse. If it's a Patriot Act, it's not patriotic.
Yep.
And with the National Defense Authorization Act, it's not much of a national defense when it's against its own people.
Yep.
So unless, of course, you see the American people as the enemy.
Oh, they do.
Well, I know, but that's
it's pretty obvious that they do.
Yeah. The new developments unfold. Man, I'm having trouble talking. You want to get this?
Yeah, you're fine. The new developments unfolded after the Pentagon approved chief authority over the military commission, Susan Escalier, approved the plea agreement between the military-appointed prosecutors and defense attorneys. The deal had been 2 years in the making, which begs the question, what were they doing for the previous 21?
Oh, shit.
Mima Flowers is asking if the J6ers were released.
I have not heard about it. I mean, they could have been, and they maybe just so embarrassed they didn't want to make it front page news. But there was talking about an issue that would basically argue that they would have to release them. And honestly, I think they should, because I pretty much stand with anybody who riots at the government's front door, whether it's the left or the right, because we're supposed to hold those motherfuckers in check. And the fact that when they these political figures were testifying, they had to admit that they had a bunch of agents and undercover people there. And when they were asked, well, how many was there? They're like, we don't know.
We do know.
You don't know how many undercovers and agents and shit you had running around in that? Are you kidding me right now? And it's wild because a lot of people who were doing damage had their faces covered, but they were only arresting people whose faces were showing who weren't doing some of the shit they were talking about. It's fucking insane.
Well, I'll let you go ahead and finish this, but I've definitely got questions, or I can read it if you want, whichever works.
I'll try, but I got this thing in my throat; it's killing me.
You're fine.
Austin said in Friday's order that he was overriding Escalar's approval and taking direct control of such decisions in the 9/11 case going forward. On Tuesday, he cited the American losses and sacrifices in 2001 attack and subsequent U.S. military offensive against Al-Qaeda and other extremist groups, which I think was done so they would have an excuse to go after them, quite frankly.
Yep.
Let's see. And we know exactly who wanted that war with Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yep.
Oops. Sorry, my hand slipped. Hey, when I saw the video of that fucker testifying, saying that, we need to go after them and then, not because of what they've done, but what they might do. So he wanted to go after people for something they might do at some point in the future, which is an insane, that's some thought police shit right there.
Yeah.
I have long believed that the families of the victims, our service members, and the American public deserve the opportunity to see our military commission trials carry out. A senior defense official speaking to reporters on the condition of the anonymity to discuss administration thinking, and said the news of the plea deal came as a surprise to Austin and other officials, despite the long and publicly reported negotiations that led to it.
I still wonder why it took so long.
Well, I'm sure there's probably a few different reasons. Asked whether political pressure or election year considerations influenced the reversal, the official said that had nothing to do with the decision the secretary made. Yeah, sure. White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre said the decision was Austin. We had nothing to do with the 9/11 plea deal reversal. On Wednesday, the judge overseeing the case, Air Force Colonel Matthew McCall, vowed not to be influenced by any additional outside pressure. Why is pesky rules getting in the way?
No, of course not.
Bam. If more political pressure is put on the parties to make a decision one way or another, that could build a case for illegal interference in the case. But it's not going to affect me. Yeah, because, Okay. McCall told prosecutors, defense attorney, and defendants, including Muhammad, who listened intently and spoke with his lawyers, reporters were able to monitor the proceedings from Fort Meade, Maryland. McCall agreed to excuse the defense attorneys from participating in the pretrial hearing while expected challenges to Austin's actions play out.
Gary Sowards, the lead attorney for Muhammad, the accused mastermind of the 9/11 attacks, warned the court on Wednesday that process alone was likely to take up to 2 years. To intervene in this most unusual way ensures total chaos from this point forward, Soward told McCall, referring to Austin's action. Under the plea agreement, Muhammad Hassawi and fellow defendant Walid bin Atash would have entered guilty pleas in exchange for the government not seeking the death penalty against them. Defense attorney stressed Wednesday the agreement would have committed the accused to answer any lingering questions about the attack from family members of victims and others. I personally, maybe I'm just not getting it, but I don't see the loss there. Sure, they're not executed, but if we get answers to questions, and hell, it's been 23 years.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that maybe these guys are the mastermind. Maybe that's why they're keeping it pretrial and making it hard to get anything out of this. Because maybe they couldn't find the people who were responsible.
Either that or they
had to blame somebody. And making someone take a plea agreement to avoid the death penalty is something we commonly do here. That's why you end up with a shit ton of people who end up being excused from death row because they found out the DNA didn't match or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And because a lot of times people are, sometimes people just spend 30 years in jail and then they're found to be innocent. It's because they took a plea deal and admitted to a guilt they did not do because they were told they would be killed otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a chance, if it's taking this long, if they had all the proper evidence, it should have been slam dunk. What was the problem?
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Lollygagging like this, Chris got arrested in Texas a couple of years ago. It was like 2021 or 2022. And that he had cash on him. So they accused him of money laundering. And, and they took a lot of money from him because a bunch of people, well, not a bunch, but a few people, he was making a little startup and they gave him money. And he hadn't had a chance to get to the bank and put it in yet. And so he had the money on him. And so I think it's Pope County, or is it Gray County? I can't remember. But it's over near Amarillo, Texas. It's just to the side of Amarillo, Texas. And so whatever, I think it's Pope County, but I'm not 100% sure. So those fucking jackwagons stole $37,000 from Chris.
That's something Rand Paul covered in his book, Taking a Stand, was how much money is stolen from people by the by law enforcement. Yeah.
So they accused him of money laundering, and he's been in this weird whatever mess. It's like pretrial thing for a while. They've not given him a court date, and that's because all they have is the fact that he had money on it. That's it. Nothing else. He didn't have anything else on him. There was no drugs. There were no weapons. There were nothing else. He just was guilty of having $37,000 on him. That's it. That's all he was guilty of having. And some people just don't trust fucking banks. And, yeah. And he has no problem with banks. He just hadn't had a chance to go and deposit into the new business account at that time. He went to Texas to go visit a friend, and he was coming back, and that's when they got him. Because I guess they claimed it's a drug corridor. I have sarcastic quote marks going.
Well, and it may be, but still, just having money,
right?
Shouldn't be.
That's what I'm getting at. And this is what I think this is they're having them kept in a holding pattern because they don't actually have proper evidence to proceed. So as long as they can keep this in a holding pattern, just like they are with Chris, they're keeping the money.
23 years is a long time to keep somebody.
Well, when it turns into the constitutional blind spot there,
Yeah.
they get away with even more than they do here on the mainland U.S. And so, and these people have like these probably half-assed lawyers, but they're isolated from everybody. They don't get visitors. They even admitted the CIA's been torturing them.
Right.
And so I feel like if they actually had proper evidence, they'd have used it. Just like with Chris's case. If they had the proper evidence, they'd have thrown the book at him.
Right.
But no, Chris has been in a holding pattern for the last 2 years with no court date. There's an occasional meeting with the lawyers, like for a short bit. His lawyer calls up occasionally just to let us know, but we hear from like once every 3 to 6 months. It's ridiculous.
Our justice system is shit.
It is, because those fucking pig cops over there, and I hope they hear me say this, those fucking pigs over there, they want to keep the money, and they're hoping that Chris will give up.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't give up because we're assholes.
Good on you. I'd say fight.
Indeed.
Well, within, yeah.
Personally, I wanted to absolutely just tear that town apart and make it not worth the 37 they took. Set fire to the fucking buildings and everything. Although they were smart enough to make their buildings made out of stone and brick.
Yeah, a lot of times they do that.
But doesn't mean you can't put something through that window. I want to make the damage so bad that they didn't profit nothing. It's kind of cost them more to rebuild than they took from it. That's what I wanted to do. But Chris was like, no, let's be patient. Like, I'm not patient.
Right.
But I haven't done it yet. Oh,
well,
I even have proof. A hairball. I even have proof that instead of taking, because they took his phone, they took his truck and the money, I might add. His phone. That's wild. And they were trying, like, while he was locked up, he had his phone set up that if someone tries to break into the phone, it sends an emergency alert to me and starts taking pictures of what it's around and shows me where this phone is. And it will send me updates every time that phone moved. And so while Muffin was locked up, someone did not take his phone to the property lockup. They rode around in their car with it, and I have the addresses to that house that phone went to, including some attorney named Joshua Seaborn. Don't know who the fuck he is, but he's some, like, I guess, fancy lawyer in that little shit town. And so they don't know that we know that they didn't even take the property to the lockup like they were supposed to. I've been telling Chris to fucking tell the lawyer this, but whatever. But yeah, because it sent me alerts and texts letting me know this was happening. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Law-abiding citizen. That's all I'm going to say.
Amen.
So, Ms. Frost.
It must be on my other phone, not this one. But I know that we still have the text somewhere.
Right. Ms. Frosty says that something about Ritter being raided. I don't know what that is.
We'll have to look it up. Let me go look real quick. All right. FBI raids home of. Oh, I think I actually have. Yeah, I actually have that on the agenda. I do. I have that.
Oh, sweet.
So I actually did have that saved up.
Fantastic.
IDF discovers underground Hamas weapons workshop destroyed in airstrike. Sure, it's always an underground Hamas weapons place. Sure. Let's be honest. If they know that hiding shit underground isn't working because it keeps getting blown up, maybe they wouldn't. I feel like it's silly they keep hiding it. It's the same fucking song and dance they claim. Oh, what's this? Hold up. Whoa, what? Let's see, it's bigger. So they're showing us weapons. They had to outline it because we couldn't see it. Tools for assembling rockets. These look like saws.
Yeah, they look like regular tools to me.
These are like long screwdrivers like you use for semi-trucks.
Yeah.
Down in there. These are like those long, because my daughter's dad, he used to work on semi-trucks. And so he had these long-ass screwdrivers. And I can't tell what this is. This looks like a long screwdriver as well. This doesn't even look like anything, actually. This is like wall. They're just drawing an outline.
Maybe a level or something. I don't. I'm just reaching for something.
Yeah,
So,
it's markings on the wall. It's not even tools. Look at this one. That's not even a tool there. It's just a stain on the wall. They're drawing an outline around. They're claiming it's tools. That's a stain on the wall, like this and this. Those are stains on the wall.
right.
This looks like a stain on the wall as well.
I mean, I'll believe that there was a tool there in the past,
Might have
but
been a
that
tool a long time ago, but
doesn't really prove that they're building. I mean,
it looks like woodworking tools or like
yeah,
mechanic tools.
tools for assembling rockets.
That is hilarious.
Well,
Those are
you know,
trying to get this thing.
I don't know. I don't know anyone who assembles
Here
rockets,
we
so I
go.
don't
I
know who
got
to.
about the red line. So these look like those long screwdrivers for semi trucks. I mean, I'm sure they're used on other vehicles, but that's. But look, there's nothing here. It's stains and dirt on the wall. Hold on. See, and they're going to outline it. There's tools there. No, there's not. That right there is supposedly is the shape of like a saw that used to be there.
Right.
But we have tools like the saw. We have saws like this around here for the shrubs and stuff that we have. There's nothing here. There's like literally a wall. They're just drawing an outline around a wall.
We want a shrubbery.
Look at this. Those are screwdrivers up here. This might be like one of those weird, like long saw, like narrow ones for like pipes, maybe.
Right.
But look at this. It's just stains on the wall. They're claiming there's weapons there. They had to draw it around because there's nothing there. They're trying to fool everybody. That's insane. There's not no. Yeah, these look like those long like jigsaw type blades like this.
Right.
I mean, but that can be used for anything. And like I said, long screwdrivers here, which almost every mechanic has.
They would have done more believable to say that this was where people were being tortured.
Right? I would have believed that better.
I would have believed that.
But look, they're outlining tools, and there's literally, it's just a wall. That's literally a wall. That's not even, it's nothing there. Like,
No tools for you.
there was tools here 50 years ago. It must be Hamas.
It is Hamas.
That is hilarious. They're trying to tell us this is weapons manufacturing here. Bitch. And there's nothing here either, right? On this one, there's nothing here. It's just a dirty wall. There's nothing there, and it goes to the floor. You see, like that's where the floor starts. So, like,
I believe they're assembling rockets.
I don't even know what this is supposed to be. This looks just fucking weird. I don't even know what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they think that if we're confused, we'll just believe that it's assembling rocket tools.
Well, my dad always said, when in doubt, say no.
Yeah, fair point.
But that's insane. I'm sitting here looking at it, but like it's just stains on the wall. These people are crazy. Oh my god. Oh, hell. Look at these stains on the wall. Oh, look. It looks like wrenches in their normal sizes. Like
Yeah.
oh no, they organized their wrenches.
It looks like they may have had a protractor over there.
Hamas.
Destruction of the underground workshop.
Yeah, it looks like a neighborhood they just bombed, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're claiming, so these dirt-stained walls with shapes on them, that was grounds to blow some shit up. Oh, that's lovely.
I like it.
That's just...
There's always a good reason to blow something up. We've got to drive up those stock prices on those munitions plants. And
but that's
Lockheed Martin and Boeing.
And it's moving around so weirdly. But yeah, look, that was a large wrench right there. Let me see if I can back it up ever slightly.
Some pliers, maybe.
Look, my daughter's dad has this.
Yeah, it's plumbing wrench.
That wrench is used on large, like, tanks or semi trucks, because they all have big, stuff on it, bolts and whatnot. But yeah, my daughter's dad has this fucking wrench outside in the fucking tool cabinet right now. Are we going to say
hammer?
We're going to say that he's Hamas too? Come on.
Yes.
And look at this. These look like those wire cutters. I mean, I don't know if that's what they are, but it's the shape of it. Like maybe wire cutters used to be there. But look at this. Look how organized the tools are or were. Like, they look like they have all their tools nice and organized. Like, Wow.
And now it's a pile of rubble.
Yeah, now I guess it's illegal to have, pliers and wrenches. Oh no. Wow. God almighty. All right. Putin tells Iran, you can hit Israel, just don't kill any civilians. There's a fucking trick to that one, because anybody who's over the age of 18 and possibly depending on like how feisty you are, in your 60s, you can be conscripted into the mill. I think like 40 or 45, I think is where they try to end conscription. But if you say, hey, I'm well enough, I can go do this, you can go do it. It's hard to find a civilian in Israel, honestly, because anybody can be conscripted into the military and expected to go fight. So you're hard put to find civilians unless they're super old or super young. Like, but hey, at least he's not encouraging that bad. He's like, hey, no civilians. So and that's fair in war. Don't go after civilians, because Israel does not consider anyone in Palestine a civilian. They say that they're all Hamas, and their concept is that killing the kids is okay because someday they're going to grow up and be a terrorist. Is what their mindset is. So they don't feel like. So when they're saying, "Oh, we didn't kill any civilians," they're assuming that kid is going to grow up and be a terrorist someday. Is what they're assuming. So they don't feel there's anything wrong with killing a 3-year-old. And so, I mean, they've come on TikTok and proudly proclaimed this very thing. It's part of their teachings. It's gross. Israel's Hamas leader. I'm sorry, is this wording weird?
Kinda. Israel's Hamas leader assassination. Yeah, it is a little badly worded.
I feel like they're telling the truth by accident, because I just now realized how that sounds. Israel's Hamas leader. I mean, yep. Israel's Hamas leader assassination infuriates Biden. I'm surprised he knows what day it is.
Yeah, Biden.
Israel's Hamas said, yeah? I mean, that sounds about right. Israel called the White House immediately after killing the political leader of Hamas to admit to the attack. The Washington Post, citing sources, claims that the Biden administration was furious and outraged that Tel Aviv did not inform them of their plans. Yeah, because they want all our money, all our weapons to help them, but they don't feel like they have to answer for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I'm giving you a shit ton of weapons and money, I expect to be let in on what you're doing. And you're going to go around, we don't need to answer to you. Well, then we don't need to give you any fucking money.
That's one of the reasons why I think we need to stop giving money to everybody. It's
exactly.
On one hand, it's not right to give a bunch of money and say, well, you're going to do exactly what we say. But at the same time, why are we giving them money if they're not at least playing ball with us a little bit?
Well, I mean, the whole thing is such a shit show. I don't know.
It is.
They probably have dirt on every fucking politician in DC. They don't get elected without their help. We're just an Israeli outpost at this point. That's all we really are. Anyway, the Washington Post, citing sources, the White House, Israel, immediately after the assassination of the Hamas leader,
Hanaya? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Informed the United States that Tel Aviv was responsible for the killing. Let's see. The previous political leader of Hamas was killed in Tehran, where he arrived as a guest at the inauguration of President Mossad.
Pezeshkian?
Better than I can come up with. After Hayyan's death, Iran announced its retaliation against Israel. Tel Aviv has officially not taken responsibility for the assassination of the Hamas. Wait a minute. Didn't they just say they admitted it?
Tel Aviv has officially not taken responsibility
For the assassination of the Hamas leader, but didn't they just say they fucking called the White House and told them they did it?
I thought I remembered something like that.
Hold on. Israel called the White House immediately after the killing to admit to the attack.
Right?
So that was just there. Now they're like, we didn't do it. Bitch, you just said you did.
Either that or it's just terrible reporting.
Motherfuckers.
It could just be terrible reporting.
The day before the assassination of the Hamas leader, the military leader of Hezbollah, Shukr was also killed in an Israeli attack on Beirut. It's amazing. They say they're being picked on, but they're attacking Iran and Lebanon and everyone else. But they're like, oh, we're defending ourselves. You're going across the border attacking other countries because you're defending yourself, bruh.
Right.
And Iran wasn't even taking shots at them until they took out one of building next to their embassy. They weren't even firing shots at that point. And then they started firing shots after that. And they're like, look, Iran's attacking us. Dude, you shot one of their fucking buildings, you dumb fuck. Well, no shit. What are they supposed to do? Just take the beating? Damn it. The day before the assassination, the Hamas leader, the military leader of Hezbollah, Shukr, was also killed in an attack on Beirut, and the Lebanese organization also announced it would avenge Israel.
Okay.
That sounds confusing, but okay.
The reporter who did this is not great. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
nothing against you at all. It's just the reporter
this
not very good at writing.
This is something I would have accidentally written.
Yeah, no, you would have done better than this.
I'm bad at proofreading my shit, but
you'd have done
my
better
brain
than
has
this.
to say two different things at the same time. I think this person has that same problem. The
Yeah.
newspaper reported that Biden administration officials were extremely upset about the removal of Hanaya, as they were concerned it might jeopardize months of delicate negotiation aimed at maintaining the ceasefire. What maintaining ceasefire? Nothing's been maintained over there.
There's no ceasefire.
Fuck me.
Not that I know of.
They maintain jack shit. Israel wanted a ceasefire. It was okay with a ceasefire as long as they can continue to fire. Fuck.
Well, that's the way I want all my ceasefires to go.
Well,
It's a trap.
Yeah. It's a trap. Far-right activists warn Vance not to accept Trump's VP offer in leaked text. Ooh. Months of text messages between Senator Vance and the far-right activists offer a revealing look at the former President Trump's 2024 running mate and his close ties to extreme fringe of the GOP. The Washington Post reported Wednesday, 35-year-old Charles Johnson, a member of the alt-right and Holocaust denier who later became a federal informant, leaked his text messages via an encrypted message signal with the Hillbilly Elegy author in the publication dating back to 2022. The Post reported that Johnson positioned himself as a mentor, finger quotes, to the Ohio Republican, telling him that the day after he was elected, he felt he needed to keep him out of trouble. All right, first off, if somebody's an informant, you better believe they're probably going to rat you out.
This sounds like a big pile. I mean, I don't know nothing about Vance, but
and it's weird. And this part doesn't fit. I don't know of any alt-right people who are Holocaust deniers.
Yeah, that's
because they alt-right worships Israel so fucking hard. The evangelical alt-right.
Exactly.
So I'm very confused by this.
One of the problems, I didn't discuss it very well on my channel, but one of my problems with the reporting that's happened about the Trump shooter, the triple name kid who looks uncomfortably like my nephew. First he's a big time left winger, and then he's so far right that he thinks that Trump needs to be assassinated. Here's my question. Isn't everyone saying that Trump is with the Proud Boys and with the hard right and with the neo-Nazis?
Yeah.
And why are they trying to shoot him?
It doesn't make any sense. I think that's why they're throwing out weird shit to confuse us to figure out what's going on.
I mean, one of these does not
But we got to stick to the old-fashioned rules. We got to figure out who benefits. We
know who benefits.
If Trump was killed, then most likely Nikki Haley would be up next because she would have second most money and delegates. So she would have had something to benefit. Plus, she's a fucking nutcase.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's true.
JD usually ignored him, but occasionally responded to push back against things. Vance spokesman William Martin told the Post. However, the text showed that Vance corresponded with Johnson and sometimes offered unsolicited takes on legislative affairs, like funding to support Ukraine and its war with Russia. After Republicans blocked a foreign aid package in 2023, Vance texted Johnson about his unwillingness to support a new round of appropriations for Kiev. Dude, I won't even take calls from Ukraine. I like that part.
Yeah.
Senior guys reached out to me, the head of their intel and the head of their Air Force, bitching about
F-16s.
F-16s. Took me a second to figure out what they were saying there.
Yeah, I understand.
I have got to tinkle before I die. I will.
Okay. I can read for a bit.
Hold on. I got to get my
Maybe.
back up.
In June of this year, when it was revealed that Vance was on Trump's shortlist for potential running mates, Johnson texted him, "Congratulations, good luck." 6 days later, the Ohio senator replied, "For what? You assume too much." At that point, Johnson texted Vance an ominous warning. "Don't take it when it's offered. It's a trap." I can see Admiral Akbar now. This prompted the eventual 2024 GOP vice presidential nominee to respond with, "Ha, doubt it's offered. We'll see." Beyond their shared political views, this is written by someone who just assumes that Vance is alt-right. I love that. Maybe he is. I don't know. Johnson and Vance have something else in common. Their ties to far-right billionaire tech entrepreneur Peter Thiel. The Palantir founder bankrolled Vance's 2022, I assume, his run for office back then. Okay, so let's see. He was on Judge Napolitano. What is there to talk about before she gets back? What can we learn about Vance? Since I don't really know enough about him. J.D. Vance. We'll look it up on senate.gov. That ought to be a more or less, it'll probably be positive, but that's okay. I love how these sites are just so random. Senator Vance questions Jerome Powell on economic repercussions of immigration, cites Haitian migrant crisis in Springfield, Ohio. I'm just looking on his website right now, seeing what I can learn about him while she's doing her thing. There are a whole host of ways in which this immigration problem is having very real human consequences. This is really not helpful. What about his military degree?
All right.
How's it going?
Much better. Getting a headache. Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. What time is my thing start?
I don't know. It's 8:04 right now. What?
Let me see. Yep. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yep, we just pretty much found our motive. Yep. I'm already on Scott's side now. Shit. All right, let me get back. Oh, man, I'm getting a thumping headache. Beyond their shared political view, Johnson and Vance have something else in common. Their ties to far-right billionaire tech entrepreneur Peter Thiel. I don't know who that is. The whatever this is, founder bankrolled Vance's 2022 Senate campaign with a massive infusion of $15 million.
Million.
Yeah, I got my little pinky to the side of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped him win a hotly contested primary and eventually earned Trump's coveted endorsement. And Thiel worked on coordination with Johnson in his lawsuit against the now defunct online publication Gawker.
Okay.
Sorry. Last year, Johnson, who's been a federal informant for several years, also outed Thiel as a federal informant dating back to 2021.
Good Lord.
Oh, my God. What an absolute messy shit show. Business Insider reported in October that Thiel worked with the FBI's Los Angeles office to shed light on foreign influence in the tech sector. Jeez Louise.
Well, it makes me feel like they're all very trustworthy. Regular Boy Scouts.
Mhm.
Oh yes, this. Anyway, let's hear it. Go ahead.
Cori Bush calls out AIPAC after defeat. I'm coming to tear your kingdom down. Girl, get him. Get him. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Get him, girl. Representative Cori Bush vowed revenge on the top pro-Israel PAC after she lost the primary in her re-election campaign. The group boosted her opponent in a tightly contested race, knocking off the second member of the Progressive Squad. The second one, they're taking. They said they were going to come after them. I don't trust. I'm not even a fan of the Squad necessarily, but one of the few who have actually spoken out against AIPAC.
I'll be blunt. I despise the Squad, but I understand your feeling on this.
But I'm proud of them for actually taking a stand because they could have just taken the money.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm actually impressed that they didn't. So I find that wild. The American Israeli Public Affairs Committee, Super PAC, United Democracy Project, was the top founder of Bush's opponent, St. Louis District Attorney Leslie Bell. Bush was harshly criticized for her outspoken criticism of Israel's war in Gaza. Good for her. Sometimes it's almost easier to take the money in a way.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Bush said in a fiery speech after her loss that leaving Congress will only take some strings off. Damn right, because there's some things you can't do while you're a sitting member of the office.
Exactly.
But you can be an extra cunt when you're off. You get someone lose their job, they don't have anything left to lose.
True that.
Because now there are some strings that I have attached. I get that. And as much as I love my job, all they did was radicalize me. I feel that too. I do. My government has radicalized me as well. And now they should be afraid. Girl, I hope you don't accidentally end up dead. I really do.
I hope
they don't find her floating in fucking, in the water. Because a few people have been found dead floating. And it was ruled a suicide. Bitch, are you fucking for real? Anyway, they're about to see the other Cori, this other side, she continued. There is nothing that happens to me in my life that happens in vain. So this happened because it was meant to happen. So let me say it's because the work that I need to do. Ooh, I'm determined as fuck. I like it. And let me say this, AIPAC, I'm coming to tear your kingdom down. Oh, fuck yes. The Squad member has called the ongoing Gaza war Israel's ethnic cleansing campaign. It is. I mean, a few of their little members have even admitted it. And they work under Netanyahu. So, and he's never gave them any shit for saying it. So, obviously he's okay with it.
Yeah, I'm no fan of Netanyahu at all.
He was a psychopath, top tier psycho. And so are his little buddies. And earlier this year, introduced the Ceasefire Now resolution. Some of her rhetoric, God help me. The fact they're referring to her, what she said is
that didn't used to be a bad word, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, remember what you were saying? It's more left-sided than right-sided. Well,
yeah,
this is an example of it. So they're not necessarily censoring her, but they're referring to what she says as rhetoric.
Yeah.
So it's in the little words sometimes. Some of her rhetoric has been met with backlash from other congressional members who are taking money from Israel.
Right.
It doesn't say it, but I know that's what it fucking means. They paid me $600,000 to tell you you're wrong. I think her comments show a lack of understanding of the nuance and complexities of the issue. There is no nuance and complexities.
Even
they went in there, they want to take the land, and they're killing a shit ton of people. It's not complicated. There's no complication. The only complication is y'all want to keep your money without looking like assholes. But
I have no problem with people being pro-Israel at all, and frankly, I'm probably pro-Israel, just not pro the corrupt CIA, thing that's going on with.
I have a hard time being pro-Israel.
I understand.
It's a bastardized start to things.
I understand that. I do, and I'm not going to try to argue out of that. But where we agree is 100%. There should not be any fucking Israeli money coming
Damn
into
it.
our
There
elections.
should be no foreign money at all.
I don't like the squad. I want them to come
I'm
down, but
really
it
proud of them
shouldn't.
for fucking talking and telling those guys to fuck off. I'm
Yeah,
proud
yeah,
of them
fair
for doing it.
point. Fair
This
point.
is not the stance I expected. I did not expect them to die on that hill. I'm really amazed.
Yeah,
I mean, they took
yeah.
some stupid stances, but this one, I'm like, you know what? You don't get it. All right, cool. Like, because that's a scary one to face. This is a
It
scary
really is. It
And so
really
they picked the
is.
scariest motherfucker to face down. I'm like, you know what? I'm proud of that. I really am. That's amazing. That's hard when it's like the three of y'all against everybody. Like, fuck. AIPAC helped raise 2/3 of the campaign funding for Bell. The United Democracy Project spent more than $7 million to oust Bush. And who do you think that money came from? Since they need money so bad that we keep having
It
to
came
send them
from
millions.
us.
Yeah,
Came
so they
from
took your
us.
taxpayer money and paid off politicians and basically rigging your elections. That's what they're doing. Because
Mhm.
if they need money so bad, why are they spending $7 million on one election? One.
Yeah.
That's just one fucking election. Bush is the second squad member to lose a primary this cycle after Jamal Bowen was also defeated by an opponent that received significant support from AIPAC. I mean, they're laughing in your face, y'all. They really are. They're like, we're
Well,
taking your tax money and we are buying politicians in your government. They're laughing in your fucking faces. They are.
I would be interested to know how much AIPAC has contributed to either or both candidates as far as
Oh, they probably
president.
didn't give her. They didn't probably give Bush any because they don't like her.
Well, no, I mean on the presidential level.
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
you're right. I would be baffled if they
find
gave
out.
Bush any.
Because y'all gonna love this shit. Hold on. I'd love to have a page for this. Oh yeah, they protested for their right to rape hostages. I forgot about that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, because some Palestinians were raped. One was like raped to death. Like he died of his injuries later. And they arrested the soldier. They arrested the soldiers who did it, and the Israelis protested until they were released. So basically, they're protesting in favor of rape. So, like, I never want to hear them complain, oh, but Hamas raped people. First off, there's no evidence of that, but there is literally right here in front of God and everyone proof that you guys are okay with raping Palestinians and not letting soldiers be arrested for it. So you guys actually endorse rape. And there's fucking proof right here where God and the world can see it. So I never want to hear them, but October, bitch, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't. I mean, nah, bruh. Anyway, but let's see. Let me go to media. Maybe we'll have that. So yeah, these are all the people that are getting money. Some of these people, Ted Cruz got 1.4 million.
Gotcha.
Missouri Senator only got 231,000. Oh, damn.
He must not be any good.
Right? So I don't know. I'm hoping it'll show us Joe Biden got 11 million.
$11 million. Imagine that.
I wonder what's going to happen to him since he decided to drop out.
Oh, who knows?
Unless he was told to give that money to Kamala Harris.
Oh, that's what happened because they made such a great big deal about her getting record donations. While I don't have proof of this, I guarantee that all it was a ginormous transfer of money that was already in the Biden campaign to her.
Right.
And they counted that. I know how they play these tricks.
Exactly. Dan Crenshaw. Yeah, he's always a shitbag.
Randy, Mark Green. Trying to see if there's anyone I recognize. I'm just not.
This fucking psycho, this fucking thumb of a man. This guy apparently he wears his Israeli military uniform to his office. He's a representative. And
okay.
And he likes to walk around wearing his Israeli military uniform. I don't think you should be allowed to be in an American office wearing your foreign military uniform. Absolutely fucking not. No. No fucking no. Pieces of shit. Like, look at him. He looks like a thumb.
He looks like a Dr. Evil.
Yeah, he looks like an angry thumb. He looks, and in this picture, he looks like a bald, oh, what the fuck's his name? Kevin Spacey. He looks like a bald Kevin Spacey is what he fucking looks like. And he looks like a goddamn thumb. Piece of shit. Anyway, let me see. I will try to find. All right. You want to see how much AIPAC gave Trump?
Sure.
All right. Let's go find out. Trump. Let's see. AIPAC goes full Trump. Oh, that was in 2022.
Yeah.
Still, though.
Yeah, everyone's.
All right. AIPAC is the biggest source of Republican donors. Let's see. Let's see if it tells us here how much.
In Democratic primaries, and the biggest source of Republican money.
Oh, yeah.
So they're the biggest source of money to both.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
So, open secrets. There we go. Candidates and office holders. Presidential.
Trump administration made waves. Well, we know that, but what did they?
Let's see. That looks like an old article. All right, so this fundraising totals. I don't know if it's going to tell us like who gave it to him, but yeah, he's past 200 million. He's working on getting to 220 million. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, they're not really says large contributions, small contributions. They're not. It's not really helping me with like the name of who's doing it. Super PAC, Super PAC. Well, maybe somebody else can find the information. I'm having trouble.
Hey, Sashi, greetings. The
Yeah,
man from the future. Sorry.
No, I was like, meow meow, Sashi. Ugh, goodness sake. Stop trying to get me to buy shit. I'm trying to read. Fucker. Oh, who we support. Let's see who you support. Mike Johnson, of course. Why are you being shy about some of this right now? Come on. Oh. Some of these I've never heard of.
Yeah, I don't keep up with things like I used to.
Stephanie Bice. It's Bucky figure. She's one of ours. Oh, she's a skeezy bitch.
Andy Biggs.
Good God. Jesus, they have them all paid for.
Looks like it.
God dang.
Mitt
A lot of
Romney.
Republicans, but a lot of Democrats too. Ooh. Shit. Everybody's got a fucking office is on here.
Tom McDonald, the rap artist, was saying on Twitter the other day, feels like our vote just doesn't even matter. The people are already predetermined
Well, yeah.
who they're going to win.
I've
And
had- hello,
Tina the Naughty Dragon.
Trump. It says no matches. Bullshit. You are giving him money. Where the fuck are you?
Oh, maybe they're just hiding it.
Well, technically they're not supposed to. I say technically.
I know. And who knows? Even though I've been less beating up on him lately, I don't doubt he's got some skullduggery going on.
Oh no, all right. Let me see. How much
Is that doggy in the window?
right
Mm.
has APAC given to all right. Who are okay? It's like it's like donors. Well, there is not. Oh, you know what? The APAC may be sending people to give them money because an Israeli-born guy named Perlmutter, who Forbes says is 81 and is worth about 4.4 billion, is known for a very private and very rarely photographed. I'm guessing he's been giving a lot of money to Trump.
Yeah, I think
there's certain limits to how much a PAC or whatever can donate. So they probably send independent people to donate as well with that money, so they can bypass that rule. So, all right, Trump raised so much last month. He erased Biden's cash advantage. Damn. Let's see. Trump's campaign 116 million in the bank at the end of May. It wasn't due to poor fundraising on the incumbent's part. Biden's campaign saw a decent fundraising rebound in May. Blah blah blah. They don't want to outright say. We would probably be horrified if we saw how much, but they're not showing. Like maybe somebody can find it. But June 25th, pro-Israel donor with $100 million plan to elect Trump. Someone named Miriam Adelson. So. Oh, for heaven's! Oh, it's behind a fucking paywall.
Yeah, the New York Times. You can only get their old ancient stuff, like stuff from the 70s and 80s.
Well, they just
anything doing that. Yeah.
But yeah, Miriam Adelson has donated has $100 million plan to elect Trump. That's just her. That's not including official donations from AIPAC and other people similar to her. But yeah, yikes. So that shit right there. Oh, my other live stream is supposed to be starting soon. Shit. All right. So yeah, this poor woman. I hope something is done about that. All right. Study: marijuana sold in dispensaries contain high levels of mold and yeast. Woof.
Oh,
Marijuana.
nice.
Yeah, marijuana sold in dispensaries has a high level of mold and yeast. They have a whole little thing right here. Apparently, labs have been testing pre-rolled joints here in Oklahoma. Apparently, it's not been going well, which I should probably tell Muffin because he doesn't buy pre-rolls. But like, is it only the pre-rolls?
I don't know.
Oh, let me see if I can make the captions bigger for everybody so they can see properly. But I try to remember that to everyone else it probably looks kind of small. There we go. Done.
The lab results, along with concerns surrounding them, Tanner Harvard Industries took a closer look at microbial testing. After the say, OMA changes its regulations on testing product. In its formal form in recent years, they say the results show certain products shouldn't be on the shelves. One passed and all the other 14 failed. 3 dispensaries, 5 pre-rolls from each. 14 of them failing with high levels of yeast. In our experience in the past, that was like the most common failure that we would see in pre-rolls. Like an overwhelming majority of them would fail from mold and E, which basically contaminated the rolls. Infection with molds can be very detrimental to lung health. I would imagine so. And can cause chronic lung problems that sometimes may not be discoverable easily or quickly. Only one passed. The limit for yeast and mold microbials is 10,000 colony forming units. The pre-rolls have her tested well, exceeded that. I think we were averaging at around at least 20% over the upper limit. But of course, they all vary from sample to sample. Harvard says OMA regulations changed the last couple of years. Doing microbial testing on the flower still, but not on the final form of the product like a pre-roll. We would really like the agencies to kind of reevaluate microbial testing on pre-rolls in general, or they could rechange this whole idea on the final form testing to not just be for concentrates and things, but also include things like pre-rolls or any finished product like that, which would really solve a lot of this. We reached out to OMA, who responded in part saying, quote, all medical marijuana products are required to undergo microbial testing in their final form, adding OMA may take administrative action. Harvard says dispensaries are supposed to keep certificates that show the lab results of every product they sell. Okay.
Meow meow.
Meow, meow, indeed.
And we get to the part that we were talking about earlier.
Yay.
Ex-UN weapons inspector Scott Ritter's home in upstate New York was raided by the FBI as part of a federal investigation because he pissed off the wrong person, quite honestly.
Yep.
An FBI spokeswoman confirmed that the Post that agents conducted a raid on the Del Mar home as part of the federal investigation. She declined to comment further, citing an ongoing probe. Scudder, a convicted sex offender, told reporters outside his Del Mar home after the raid that the warrant focused on potential violations of Foreign Agents Registration Act. It's weird because I feel like we should throw that out the window since, there's a certain group that decided they didn't have to register as foreign agents, but, whatever.
Right.
Recently, he recently had his passport seized by the U.S. Department of State as he tried to fly to Russia for a conference. A brouhaha, he contended in the Russian propaganda site RT, was spiteful move against his pro-Russian stance. Pro-Russian, not completely. The raid came after Ritter, the former chief weapons inspector in Iraq, called around with Robert Kennedy Jr., who was in Albany courtroom for a hearing over whether the independent presidential candidate should be on the New York's November ballot. I think all your options should be on the fucking ballot.
Hell to the yes.
Burgers with Bobby, Ritter posted on X Tuesday, along with a photo of him and the bear dumping Kennedy scion. Like, yeah, I had it, like, TikTok had explained that to me, and I'm not even sure they were joking or not.
Right.
The photo appeared to be taken the Recovery Sports Grill and Bar and Restaurant, a bar and restaurant housed within the Hilton Garden Inn in Albany. Ritter was found guilty in 2011 of having an explicit online chat with a detective who was pretending to be a 15-year-old girl. He spent around 2.5 years in prison. He was also twice accused in 2001 of having pervy contact. The fact that they use the word pervy is kind of funny. Having pervy contact with teenage girls, including arranging a sex rendezvous at a Burger King with someone he believed to be a 16-year-old girl, a case which the charges were dismissed. A sex rendezvous at the Burger King. Yo, that's...
What a romantic guy.
Right? Like, am I getting that Hershey pie they got? Because, like, I want something for this. Ritter served as a weapons inspector in Iraq during the 1990s as part of the international effort to disarm Saddam Hussein's regime. After resigning in protest in 1988, he became a vocal critic of the U.S. foreign policy and the run-up to the Iraq War. I wonder...
That's another thing.
He had these different detectives trying to talk to him, pretending to be underage girls. I wonder if it's because of this.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm not saying it's okay if he was being explicit with
them. No, but
if they set the bait to lure him because of this.
Yeah, it's basically just pissed off too many people in the alphabet soup.
The alphabet agencies. Yeah. In recent years, Ritter has become increasingly aligned with Russia. In 2022, his Twitter account was briefly suspended after he claimed Ukrainian police, not Russian forces, killed hundreds in Kiev suburb. I heard about that. I saw, it showed pictures and stuff of, like, saying that
it was Ukrainians.
Zelensky allowed it to happen because it was supposed to get people upset. They were trying to tell everybody. They did it so they could make Russia look like they killed a bunch of civilians to get more funding.
Well, he was pissing off people all over the place.
I love it. Kennedy, and just in case someone tries to get a sound bite, I don't mean I love that he was talking to underage kids or thought he was.
Well, no.
I don't want anyone to take that out of context because
I don't. Yeah.
Like if I ever run for office again, I know I've already said it so much that like they freak out. I'd be like, really? Of all the shit, that was the one you took out of context. Really?
If you ever
violence before, are you kidding me? This is the one you took?
Yeah. Well, whatever they pick, it'll be something ridiculous. But
they don't even have to do that. I mean, I say enough shocking shit. They could just be above board with it.
Right.
Kennedy, when he was asked on his way out of the court Wednesday why he dined with Ritter, said it came down to admiration because I admired his stance on foreign policy and on trying to keep his country out of unending war. I can understand that part. I agree with that. Ritter is only the latest accused sex pest. That's funny. They're using that word. Sex pest at Kennedy, who recently admitted to a bizarre dumping of a black bear cub carcass in Central Park, has been chummy with. I wish JFK Jr. would just stop talking. Like he keeps making it worse.
Right.
He keeps making it worse. Kennedy has admitted to twice flying on notorious sexual predator Jeff Epstein's plane.
He is a Kennedy. Let's not forget that.
Right. Though he denied seeing anything untoward. He also volunteered that he had contact with Rogue's gallery of prominent pervs. He goes, I knew Harvey Weinstein. I knew Roger Ailes. I knew O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson came to my house. Bill Cosby's been to my house. I probably wouldn't have volunteered that. Yeah,
I wouldn't have volunteered any of that.
I probably wouldn't have volunteered the part about a brain parasite eating part of my brain.
No. Yeah.
I would have probably passed on that. There's a few things, I don't know, like maybe he really didn't see anything untoward, because it seems like he can't help to say some crazy shit. So if he had, he probably would have slipped and said it by now.
Well, I actually prefer him to Biden, but yeah, he's
But
done and said some crazy shit.
the bar is on the floor. It's really low.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, I feel bad for him having brain damage, because I can only assume that's what's happened to him. Still. Oh, this is wild. Netanyahu apologizes for October 7th Hamas attack, warns Israel now faces full-fledged Iranian acts. That's because you kept attacking Iran. You kept attacking Iran until you finally got, fight back, and now you're like, oh, we're being attacked, bitch. When you throw enough missiles at them, of course they're going to, dummy. They weren't doing it at first. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a new interview with Time magazine, apologized for October 7th attack by Hamas terrorists happening on his watch, and for him pretty much letting them in.
Right.
And warned that, I know he's not really saying that part, but I'm thinking, and warned that the country now faces a full-fledged Iranian act. That's because, again, you fired on Iran first. Duh. Netanyahu has been prime minister for almost a year when Hamas terrorists launched the attack on southern Israel, left 1,200 people dead and hundreds more taken. Hundreds more. You're making it sound like more than there actually was, but all right. Since none of y'all can keep proper track of that anyway, we've been through that. In an interview conducted on August 4th, at the prime minister's office in Jerusalem, Time asked Netanyahu whether he would apologize for the October 7th attack, noting his 17-year cumulative career has been built on the argument that he is the best leader to ensure Israel's safety. He goes, apologize, Netanyahu. Of course. I'm sorry deeply that something like this happened. And you always look back and say, could we have done things to prevent it? Yeah, you could have. Like when Egypt said, hey, I think you guys are going to have an attack.
Right.
And he ignored it. But, okay. 10 months after what mounted to the deadliest attack on Jews since the Biden administration has increasingly grown frustrated with Netanyahu for failing to deliver a plan to end the war and get more than 100 hostages still. 100 still? I think we had a countdown. There's like negative 35.
Well, you have to take that from the 100. I don't know.
That's some Common Core math you just try to throw at me, and I'm so confused. Israel now faces more fronts. You think? No. In north with the Hezbollah in Lebanon, in the Gulf with the Houthis in Yemen, and now is bracing for an aerial assault from its main enemy, Iran. I think that's hilarious. I do. I think it's fucking hilarious because they provoked the Houthis. Although the Houthis did someone volunteer to stop their boats. And that's all they were doing. They were preventing the shipments getting there. But they weren't going after civilians or anything. But, whatever. But yeah, they're like, oh, Lebanon. They went over there and they started shit. They started bombing Beirut. But I guess that's okay, as long as nobody fights back. And then, like, now we're worried we're going to be attacked by Iran. You fired a missile at their consulate or their embassy, and you've got the building next door to them. That's when that started. Fuck. And we understand that we have to organize ourselves for a broader defense. Oh no, they're going to hit us back after we hit them first.
Well, the truth is, the military-industrial complex got all of us over a barrel. There's always a good excuse for a war.
Mm-hmm. According to the July poll by Israel's most watched television station, 72% of Israelis believe Netanyahu should resign now or after the conflict ends. That's the thing, though. He doesn't want the conflict to end because he knows they were before the October war started, a whole year or so, people, at least 6 months before the war started, people were protesting and wanting him out of office. And then this war kicked off, and he's been trying to hold it back. So, yeah. So some of the people are saying after the conflict ends, he's going to make sure it never does. There's always going to be some boogeyman around the corner he needs to protect you from.
War is peace. War is peace.
Yeah, that dude is full of doublespeak. Or whatever that term was.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was doublespeak.
Yeah, because I knew it was some kind of weird speak. It's been a while. Critics, including former Prime Minister Barak, have accused Netanyahu of prolonging the war to further his own. Yes, they are absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
You may think I'm anti-Semitic, but go ahead and tell him that he is.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Absolutely.
And no, I don't think you're anti-Semitic. I wouldn't be on
You
here.
might
But
look at this later and go, she's anti-Semitic. That's why she's saying this. I'm like, well, then you need to call him anti-Semitic because he's saying the same thing I am. He's doing this for his
right.
own political thing. I know you wouldn't say that. You're not saying that to me. I'm going
Yeah,
to say
I wouldn't be on here if I honestly thought you were truly anti-Semitic. But
well, I mean, you probably can, give pushback.
if I understand, well, and so, sometimes I do, and I hope you understand that when
Oh,
I
yeah.
do, it isn't to be disrespectful or anything. It's just one, it's to clarify things, and two,
Right.
I do have in the back of my mind, well, what if she does run again? And you would not want me as your agent. But having said that, in the back of my mind, I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe we should pull back just a little on X, Y, and Z. But it's your
No,
channel, so
I know. I feel like, no, I might as well just go balls to the wall because I don't want to go, what did you mean by this? I'm not a good liar. So,
I
like,
understand.
this is the stuff I've said is exactly what I fucking mean, y'all. So you may not like me, but at least I don't try to bullshit nobody. Netanyahu's is focused on his longevity in power more than the interests of the Israeli people. Also
Yep.
correct.
Yep.
Absolutely correct. It will take half a generation to repair the damage. Probably more than that.
Probably, if it ever gets
I mean,
repaired.
they're now responsible probably for close to 70, probably 60 or 70,000 people dead. Because remember, they passed the thing where they're not even supposed to talk about it now, and that was our politics that did it. In my little intro, there's a video of that, and I don't know if I can stop the little. Actually, can I?
I don't know.
Hold on a minute. Do I have the picture like on hand, or did I? Because it's in the video, but I might have pictures of that. Some of it is still there. No, I guess I do. Oh, big access. Okay. Do I have?
I still like your photo of Vlad Tepes, the answer to the politicians.
Oh, hell, I have an idea. Right? It's kind of gross, but it is sort of funny to say. I am having some issues. Okay, I guess I got rid of most of it. So, yeah, but in the little video, the little intro, outro video, like somewhere there, it shows that our politicians had passed something to make it to where they're not even going to really publish the account of how many are dead. And last I heard, it's in the 30s. So it's probably 60 or 70,000 now. The fact that many can just get away with being killed and they're not talking about is gross. Like,
Gotcha.
it's just, anyway, but yeah. So that's that. Let me go back here. All right. Indeed. Hello, Tina. Meow, Sashi. Meow, meow. Oh, meow, meow. Are you familiar with Caleb Moffitt? He's on YouTube. He's written a book on Kamala banning Amazon.
Banned by Amazon, maybe.
Maybe. Ask Putin questions, etc. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but highly important. That does sound cool. I do not know who that is. You might have to send us a link or something on that for later. Paid politicians, right? Did I do good? I love that. That's cute. Anyway, but here in a little bit, we're going to have a hangout stream. I'm probably late for it now, actually, because I don't remember what time I was trying to get it started. But anyway, but here in a second, we're going to drag little Raquel on, and Curtis, you can come and hang out. Oh, yeah, banned by Amazon. Okay, I just didn't quite understand. All right. And we're just going to chill. Everybody's just going to talk about stuff, game shows.
That sounds fantastic.
Yes, let everybody's brain have a break from my, political rantings.
Your anti-Semitism.
Ah!
Sorry.
No.
I probably shouldn't even say that. You're right. If you ever run again, someone will get that clip.
Oh, trust me. Of all the months and months I've bitched about this, you making that one joke, I doubt that would be the death strike. Like, that would be kind of weird.
That's exactly what will be the ruin of your political career. That would be my luck right there. Oh, well, I will hang out. I'm going to get me something to drink, though, and put
that
myself
sounds good.
on
I'm going to
mute.
get me a little wee snacky, and I will send you the link for the next one and make sure that Raquel's ready to go.
Okay.
So
Sounds
y'all
great.
stand by, and we'll be like on the new stream shortly. So lots of hugs to everybody. We loves everyone. Tina and Frosty Broccoli and Sashi and Miss Frosty and Mima Flowers and Matt Cheatwood and Katie and Connie and Davion and Potato. Yes. Oh, and J.R. Trucking. We love all y'all. Mwah, 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 mwah. Anyway. Oh, shit. He's talked to Ritter. Brett. That's pretty wild. I'll definitely want to check that out later. Anyway. Gotta get our little song ready.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a stream without that.
I wish I knew how to freeze it so I could show them that article part, but just keep a close eye.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, what the fuck? And then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant.